Hello, today we are going to discuss the poem Because I Could Not Stop for Death, written by Emily Dickinson, the famous American poetess. Like all other poems of hers, this is also a very small poem. Let me read the poem first. Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves and immortality. We slowly drove, he knew no haste, and I had put away my labour and my leisure too for his civility. We passed the school where children strove at recess in the ring. We passed the fields of gazing grain. We passed the setting sun, or rather, he passed us. The dews drew quivering and chill, for only gossamer, my gown, my tippet only tulle. We paused before a house that seemed a swelling of the ground. The roof was scarcely visible, the cornice in the ground. Since then, it is centuries, and yet feels shorter than the day I first surmised the horses' heads were toward eternity. So, like most of the poems of Emily Dickinson, this poem also deals with the theme of death. Now, let us try to analyze it to find out the structure of meaning available in it. The first stanza describes the narrator as so engrossed in household activities that she cannot spare time for death's call. Only his kindness and consideration compel her to steal a few minutes for a short ride. Her reluctance hides the harsh reality that she has no choice, that her carriage is a hearse, and that the lover's outing is a somber journey to the grave. Even immortality's presence, openly hinting at the soul's departure from the body and the longer pilgrimage into eternity, is barely acknowledged and quickly forgotten. This idea of a casual trip is expanded in the second stanza with the key phrase, my labor and my leisure. For death actually heightens one's perception of time. The precious fleeting qualities of life, its mixture of work and joy, are now freshly appreciated. One regrets the loss of pleasures while being glad to forfeit life's terrible pressures and fears. With the reiteration of the word past in the third stanza and the increasing awareness of time, the slow journey begins to hasten. As the poetess says, we passed the school where children strove at recess in the ring. We passed the fields of gazing grain. We passed the setting sun. As the corpse is physically carried through the town to the outlying fields, the soul finally crosses through the barriers of temporal time, and the mind reviews its past life, which includes childhood, schooling, the ripeness of maturity, and finally the darkening red of evening age. Significantly, even the children's world is a mixture of play and tensions, enclosed by the ring of society's rules and customs. The physical and spiritual implications of we past are intensified by the words grazing grain image. which both mocks and parallels the inert corpse. The rich grain gazes indifferently, almost hostilely. There can be no such equivalent death in nature, only a laying fallow after the harvest, followed by an eventual spring rebirth. Yet, nature's eternal hope echoes the presence and purpose of the other passenger immortality. The final image, a traditional comparison of a sunset's declining warmth and brightness to old age, prepares for the final stage of the journey. Stanza 4 marks a definite transition from the accelerating tone of the country outing. Even the metrical shift from a 4 to a 3 stress line technically indicates a new mood. The poet corrects her earlier statement about passing the sun, for nature controls, not man. With the increasing darkness comes a dampness and chill, heightened by the heavy alliteration and sharp I sounds. Now the poet is frighteningly aware of how inadequate her preparations for the journey have been. The sheer wedding gown offers no protection from the cold, and it indicates how completely her sophisticated collar has deceived her with his assurances of a warm and friendly trip. Still, death has further surprises for his alarmed companion. Her bridal chamber is a horrifying combination of an actual mansion and the swelling mound of a graveyard tomb. Here the terror is achieved without any morbid description of mouldering bones and worms so frequently used by Poe. The poem masterfully handles the effect of death's unexpected visit upon the victim, weaving her progression from flustered self-pleasure and comfortable anticipation to gradual fear and doubt into a full realization of death's deception and terrifying purpose. Throughout the poem, death is seen from various perspectives: as a welcome relief from life's tensions, as a force which heightens one's satisfaction with life, as a lover gently conveying one to hidden pleasures, as a cynical caller who poses beneath a cordial exterior, and finally as a solemn guide leading one to the threshold of immortality. In this poem, Emily Dickinson's profound views of death and immortality are rendered with an artistic perfection that very few lyrics can surpass. Thank you.